everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I don't need anybody to come at me and tell me that you shouldn't do this or that it's bad for the baby or me, because I am doing it. I've read into it a lot and it's my choice, but make sure you do your own research before you do this. So I'm going to take the Midwives Brew. I always go overdue. So my first child, I was 14 days over induced. I had him at 15. My second, I was 12 days overdue, induced at 12 days, and had him at 12 days. My third, I was induced at 12 days. I didn't have him till 15. I wish I knew about this drink. And my third, I had her at 10 days over, but I wasn't induced. But I go very overdue. So I don't expect this to work the first time, but I'm going to try it over the course of a few days, and hopefully it will work. I have read so much online about this. I have read loads of women's experiences of it, and I've just read so much. Okay, so you are supposed to mix almond butter, I'll put the recipe below, apricot juice, castor oil, lemon verbena tea. I got these on Amazon, I got this on Amazon, I got that from Waitrose, and I got this from Sainsburys. So there is a recipe, I don't know off the top of my head. I've already boiled my tea because I just want to make sure it's really strong. Basically, it's castor oil that's supposed to contract you. I've got to go to an event at my child's school at 1:30, so I'm going to wait until a little bit later till I take it, just so I don't go into labour before I miss it or go into labour during it. I'm going to blend it all up. I've got my blender out ready, and someone says if you mix it with ice cubes it's easier to drink, and everyone says it's really disgusting, but I think I'll be fine because I'm not really that fussy. And apparently it gives you really bad bowel movements, but to be honest, that is something you read online on like medical pages, whereas the women that have taken it say that it makes them go to the toilet, but it doesn't give you really bad diarrhea. They just say it makes them go to the toilet a few times, but we'll see. So. It's not bad.
Really?
No. Should I try a tiny bit?
Probably not. Oh, they tug of
It's
war
not
the cream
saying
myself.
it's not saying you choose to drink, but it's not disgusting. One's like saying they'll be sick.
Yeah, it tastes a bit weird.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Lorian and I am a mum of 5. So this video is going to be my experience of the Midwives Brew. I have to just say before I talk about it that I know some people won't agree with it, and I know like in the UK the midwives don't really recommend it, but make sure you do your own research into it. Don't just like take my experience as like facts, and because anything can happen, our labours are all going to be so different. So do just have to say, make sure you please do your own research into it. But this is my experience of it, so I'm just speaking for myself. I had heard so much about it. So some people don't like it, but I do think you sort of can't really judge it until you've been induced like I have. So I have been induced 3 times, and then my babies have been late 4 times, and this is my only baby who came early, and she's just woken up. Are you beautiful girls? Oh, alright, look. Midwives Brew. I read so many forums about it, and I read just so much about it before I even did it. I read like women's reviews, and like, you know, when you go on like Baby Centre and Mum's Net and stuff and see what ladies said about it, and lots of people, I would say 90% of people said it worked for them, and I'm one of those. It worked for me. Apricot juice, lemon verbena tea, almond butter and castor oil. So I made sure I got all the correct ingredients. I know some people said like they switched up almond butter for peanut butter, but I just wanted to do it exactly as it said. People said it made them sick. It didn't make me sick, it made me feel nauseous. I think just because of what it was. It's not very nice, and I downed it really quickly. I took it all and it worked. I since have been in hospital with sepsis,
but they never found out the cause, but they think it could have been a urine infection that I had, because I had a urine infection and I had it for a week or two before I contracted sepsis. So I think it was my urine infection, but obviously I can't say it, so I can't recommend it to anyone just in case, but I've never heard of it causing that before. I blended all the ingredients, as you will see. I blended all the ingredients together and I drank it. And I took it. I wanted to do it in the morning, but I didn't, because my sons had an event at the school and I thought, imagine it does work. I didn't think it was going to work for me. So I'll just quickly tell you about my previous labours. So I was induced at 14 days and he came at 15 days. I was induced at 12 days and he came at 12 days. I was induced at 12 days and he came at 15 days. And I wasn't induced. I had a couple of sweeps with my daughter Flossie, not this one, and she came at 10 days over. So I've been really late and I heard about this and I just thought, I'm not being induced again. I don't have bad experience with inductions, I just really wanted my body to do it naturally. And although this isn't naturally, it sort of was. And I drank it at 1:30 in the afternoon on the 8th of July. I was 37 plus 5 when I drank it, which was with this little one. And then we went off to my son's event at school, and then we went to go and get a Costa coffee, a nice drink. I love their caramel ones, so nice. I started getting pains. So my pains started, I did write them down. So my pains started at 3:20. So that was not long after we left the school. So that is about 2 hours after I first took it. And then I didn't get another one for an hour and 20 minutes. And then I got another pain. It wasn't bad. It was just like a slight sort of like Braxton Hicks pain. And then it was 10 minutes after that. And 12 minutes after that. 6 minutes after that. And 5 minutes after that. And then from then they became very regular. So it took about 3.5 hours to get some regular contractions, and then they were very regular. And I thought, like, to be honest, they weren't extremely painful, but I thought maybe it's not going to be reliable, maybe it will die off, but it didn't. It stayed strong and I delivered my baby the next morning. It worked for me. I had a positive experience. I had a positive birth, apart from my sepsis, but that was 6-7 weeks after I gave birth. So I can't really think that it was related, and like I said, they do think it was UTI. So I've got an app where I tracked my contractions, and I always use this one every single time I have a baby, and I've had quite a lot of babies. I have had 5. So yeah, I tracked them and they started, and it shows just how frequently they got together, and then it tells you like how long your average contraction is, and it tells you the frequency. It's quite a good app to get. I recommend downloading that app if you're going to have a baby. It's called Contractions, I think. Yeah, it's called Contractions. I was tracking my contractions and we came home and we went for a little walk with the children and got some snacks, and then we came home. I lost some of my mucus plug, so I thought this definitely seems like the start of something, but I know that sometimes they can just die off, can't they? We got home and they were between like 5 to 10 minutes apart, and I just took it easy. I kept walking. I didn't sit down. Kirsty didn't sit down and watch TV, but I just said I just want to keep walking. I just want to make sure that these continue, because I find with me that the more I walk, the more it keeps my contractions going. I kept walking. I kept on my feet until about 9 o'clock that evening. I just was walking around the garden. It was a nice hot day, middle of July. It was lovely, and I just kept walking around the garden and got all the children into bed. Yeah, like I say, every 5 minutes. The pain was not too bad. So my dad lives 2.5 hours away, and he's like the only person around to help me if I go into labour. My mum lives in America, and my sister lives about 20 minutes away, but she wouldn't be able to stay overnight. So I got my sister to pop down, and she waited with the children while my dad came down. And then we went to hospital. We probably got to the first hospital, which is about half an hour from us. There's 2 and they're both about the same distance. One's just an easier drive. So yeah, we got to the first one for about 11 and they were closed. The actual maternity unit was closed. So then we had to go to the other one. She checked me and said I was 3 to 4 centimetres, but I do progress really quickly. So it's 11 o'clock. We got to the other one, which now, because we're half an hour out that way, we had to go back that way to the other hospital, which means we didn't get there till after 12. So we got straight into our room. She said I was 4 centimetres, and in an hour and a half I had my little baby. I didn't have gas and air probably for about half an hour when I got there. I just felt like my contractions weren't too painful. I just laboured in the room, and my husband was there, and I always squeeze his hand. It helped me, or his arm. I just need to get the pain out. I don't really scream, I just sort of breathe through it and just try and imagine it's not happening. And then at about 1:20 I got in the birthing pool. I did have some gas in there about 12:30 probably, and I just always use gas in there. I love it. I just think I just take that in nice and deeply, and that is just my escape from the moment. My membranes did rupture, but that's just like the sort of thing that can happen anyway. I got in the birthing pool about 20 past and she was delivered at 1:30 in the morning. So she came, actually she came exactly 12 hours after I took my drinkies. And it was extremely quick. I will share a link in the description of my birth vlog. So you'll see when I pushed her out, she came out in about 5 minutes. It was incredible. It was a quick birth. It was lovely. It was in the pool and it was just so calm and relaxing. And I had some country music on because that's my favourite. And when she was born, Luke Combs came on, and that is my favourite song that came on. So that was a lucky chance. It's going to be your favourite song now too, baby. What can I say? Like, I had a really positive experience with it. I would recommend it, but I would say, like, make sure you do look into it yourself, because obviously we're all so different. Our experiences will be so different. I'm no medic. I can't give you medical advice. Just do your own research into it. But yeah, I had a really positive birth, I had a really positive experience with it, and I'm really happy I did it. I did speak to my midwife about it and she said don't bother, it makes you poo. I didn't poo and I wasn't sick. It's supposed to be a bit of a laxative, I think, like castor oil. Oh, sorry, I talk with my hands so much. But it didn't do that to me. I had a nice labour and I was out a few hours after I had her. I do always take raspberry leaf tea. I have it 3 times a day from 34 to 35 weeks. I don't start with 1 cup and build up, I just have 3 a day. And I always have 5 prunes a day from, it will say online when you're supposed to have it. I can't 100% say, I have to look it up every time. It wasn't prunes, was it? It's dates. It's dates. I'm so sorry about that. 3 to 4 weeks for your due date. So I probably started about 35 weeks, to be honest. I always do things like a little bit earlier. And that's my floss. That is my experience with Midwives Brew. I hope it was interesting. I hope I gave you enough information. I don't like have tons of information on it. I had a very quick water birth. Say hello. Can you say hiya? This is Flossie. She is my 4. So that is everything, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. This is my 3rd child. These children will just keep appearing. And no, my other 2 are at school. Say hi.
Hi.
So everybody, that is everything for my Midwives Brew video. I hope you found it interesting. And I hope that if you have any questions, you will ask me. So please do leave any comments below of just anything you'd like to know. If it's the sort of thing you're thinking of doing yourself, message me on Instagram. More than welcome to. I'm happy to speak to anybody if you need any advice on anything, but on this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do like my content, please subscribe to my channel and stay here to keep up with me and my family. And hopefully I will see you on my next video.